We're so glad you're here today, and look who I have with me.
Winston.
Winston, I'm so glad you came to see me, and your dad's here, and he's doing a project, and we're going to have our time together, aren't we? But you know what? You've got a new haircut. It's springtime coming, and who cut your hair?
Mom.
What do you like best about your new haircut?
This.
Do you have to comb it in the morning?
I got something right here. See?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think that's a great haircut because you don't have to cut it, and it's going to be cool. You don't have to comb it. That's right. It's cool for summer. And I know you brought something when you came down to see me. What did you bring?
It was already right here.
What?
It was already right here.
I know, but what did you bring when you came to see me? What is it?
A binder.
And what do you have in your binder? Oh, you have a Pokemon collection, huh? Okay, so you've been looking at that, haven't you? We're going to lay it over here out of the way for now, though, because we're getting ready to have art time. And the first thing we do at art time is we sing. So we're going to clap, and what else would you like to do?
I don't know.
What motion action would you like to do?
The chicken dance.
The chicken dance? Okay. Can you do it?
I just did it.
Okay, well, let's try it. When it comes time for that, you're going to have to show me how to do it. We're going to clap first, okay? I think I feel like clapping, so clapping's what I'll do. I think I feel like clapping, clapping, and why don't you? Clap, clap, clap. Clap, clap, clap. Clap, clap, clap. Clap, clap, clap. Okay, you said you want to do the chicken dance, so you're going to have to show me how to do it. Okay, here we go. I think I feel like doing the chicken dance. That is what I'll do. I think I feel like doing the chicken chicken dance. Chicken dance. Chicken dance. Oh wow, we'll hop back up here. Now in our lesson today we're going to draw. So we're going to pretend like we're drawing right now, okay? I think I feel like drawing, so drawing's what I'll do. I think I feel like drawing, I'm drawing, and why don't you? Draw, draw, draw. Draw, draw, draw. Draw, draw, draw. Draw, draw, draw. Well, we're getting ready to do that, aren't we? Okay, and this morning, for our lesson, we're going to need paper, pencil, markers, and maybe watercolors or tempera paint sticks, because we're going to be drawing a fish today. And you got your fish right here. We're going to scoot it up where it can be seen better. And before we draw the fish, though, we're going to talk about a special holiday in Japan called Children's Day. It's on May the 5th. And when they have this holiday, they hang up one of these, this is called a carp banner. And if you put it in the wind, it'll blow and it looks like it's swimming. And they hang up a carp banner for every child in the family. So if you were hanging these up for your family, how many would you hang up? How many kids do you have in your family?
3. No, 2.
2, and almost
100.
almost a new baby's almost here too, right?
So I still have 2 siblings.
So you would have 2, and the oldest child gets to have theirs hung on first. So that would be, your banner would be first, and then your little brother's would be next, wouldn't it? So we are also going to look at a picture by a famous artist. His name is Matisse, and he painted this great picture of goldfish, and it kind of reminds me of the goldfish we have. But look how many goldfish are in his fishbowl.
7.
Does it look like 7? You know, that's kind of tricky because I think it's reflecting on the top there. When you look down, because like when we look at our fish here, we can see reflections when we look at the top. So it might look like there are more.
I like it.
So we are going to draw a goldfish. And do you think, what type of paper do you think you're going to need? Do you think you're going to need square or a rectangular piece? This is a rectangle. What do you think? Do you think you need a rectangle or a square piece of paper?
Square.
Okay, well I'm going to give you this bigger piece of paper so you'll have lots of room
They're
to work.
both rectangles.
They are both rectangles, you're right. And I also brought the magnifying glass in case you want to look more closely at your goldfish. And we have a picture of a goldfish for the kids that are watching. So let's first of all look at that goldfish. Is it long or tall?
Tall. No, I mean it's long and short.
It's short or is it long?
It's long and short.
How is it short?
Because see, that one's bigger.
Yeah. Oh, you mean it's a small fish?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. So we're gonna let's make a couple of marks on our paper to show how long you want your fish to be. How long? Just make a little mark to show where you want its mouth to be and where do you want its tail to be. Okay. And let's make it. You can fill up your whole paper. Okay. Let's make your fish as big as a whole paper. If you can't, let's turn it over here. Because we've got lots of room and we're going to draw one big fish. So you can make it like from here to here if you want. Okay? I'm going to make mine this big. Okay? So let's see. Is it longer or is it taller? Is it longer or is it longer this way? Which way? It's this way, isn't it? So let's see. Its body is curvy on the top and curvy on the bottom, isn't it?
Kind of.
And you know what? Its tail, look at its tail. Its tail comes up as high as its body. See how its tail comes up and it's as high as its body. See?
I like it.
Can you see how that is? Yeah. And you know, on the side, right on the side of it, can you see this little part that's moving when it breathes?
Mm-hmm.
See that little curved part? That's called the gill. Let's put the gill on there. Good. Oh yeah, that's looking great. Okay, so now let's add his gill. To see how on the side where it has that gill. What else does it have? What else do you see on the fish?
Fin.
Oh, it has a fin on top. It has a fin on top. What about on the bottom of the fish? What do you see?
Gills.
Oh, it has scales on its body,
Fin.
but more fins. It does. It has more fins, doesn't it? This goldfish that we're looking at has 2 more fins on the bottom. Good.
Does that have 3?
Can you see him?
Yeah, there's one in the back.
Yeah, you did it. We've got one up here and one back there. Well, let's look at his eye. We were talking about the eyes a while ago, weren't we? Does it have a tiny eye or a big eye?
Tiny.
Kind of tiny in the middle, but it's got a big circle around it too,
It's
doesn't it?
fat and tiny.
Yeah, it is. So I'm going to make
Tiny.
shiny,
Tiny.
finey. Okay. And let's look at its mouth. Can you see what its mouth looks like?
Yeah.
Its mouth kind of goes down. Kind of, see what it looks like?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have a smiley face, does it?
It's And this is what mine looks like.
Is that what yours looks like? Good. Okay. Now, you mentioned just a minute ago that your fish had what on its body?
Scale.
Scales. So how are you going to make the scales? You can make, and they're all over its body, aren't they? So somehow you want to make a design to show that it has scales all over its body. I think I need to add more to mine. You can make them tiny or you can make them big, whatever you think. So we are looking at a fish and drawing what we see, aren't we? And you're drawing what you see. Good. And your fish has lots and lots of scales. And you know what? We could, when we get ready to add color to this, we could make those scales all different colors, couldn't we? If we wanted to. So I'm going to go over my pencil lines with a marker. Would you like to do that with yours? Okay. One thing about putting the marker on it, it'll help it show up better. And then we could go back if we wanted to and erase any extra pencil lines, but you know we don't have to. It just shows it's an original work of art that we created, huh? And your work is not like anyone else's. Working so carefully. Those fish are just busy swimming around.
They're like, oh, I need to hurry.
They do look like they're in a hurry, don't they? While you're working on that, I'm going to talk about another way that our friends might like to draw their fish. If you wanted to make
You can draw it like that thing.
Yeah, we could draw it like the cart banner, couldn't we? And it wouldn't look like a real fish, but it would give the impression of a fish. So while you're working on that, I'm going to just talk about if one of the young artists wanted to make a cart banner like this.
I want to make one.
Okay, well, you know what? After you finish that one, you'll have time to do another one. So the cart banner has a big opening. Let's see if I can get this where you can see it better. Where the string is, and so the air can go in, and then it's more like a long, I think I'll make it really long. And then it's what we call stylized. It has the impression of a fish, but it's it doesn't look like a real fish, but it's still quite interesting. Let me go back up here and let's make an eye. Let's see where I can get it where you can see it. I'm going to put this down just a little more. An eye similar to the fish's eye that we drew, but it may have, and then the gills, and then we'll start the scales. So if you wanted to make a cart banner, you could make it something like that, couldn't they?
Or you can make it like out of that stuff.
Out of that fabric? That would be really cool, wouldn't it? Let's go back to our drawing of our fish. You're coming along really great with that. You're working so hard. Would you like to add some, just about finished making your, oh, look at that, yeah. So you're probably about ready to start adding some color to it, right? Would you like to add color to it, or do you want to leave it black and white?
Add
think you told me you wanted to use the tempera sticks, and those would work great. I might use some watercolor markers for a little bit of adding a little bit of color. So we can make it look realistic, or we could add our own special artistic touch to it and color the scales in original creative ways. Oh, I just had an idea. We could make a rainbow fish, couldn't we? Have you heard that story, the rainbow fish?
No. It's so hard to color with this one.
Are those hard to color with? Would you rather use the markers? You want to try the markers? Okay. Okay. So we're just going to color in this beautiful fish, and it would be beautiful when we're finished if we wanted to cut it out, or if we wanted to just leave it on here and maybe color a background too. We could do that, couldn't we?
Here's water.
Oh, you added water to yours. Good. You had a good idea to add water to it, didn't you?
Can be sparkly water.
Oh, it's sparkly water. It's swimming in the sparkly water, huh? Sorry.
Because it's cool.
Yeah. So, one thing that we always want to remember is to sign our artwork. So where are you going to put your name, Winston, on your artwork? Where will you show that you were the artist? Right here? Okay. Those are a little tricky to use, aren't they, for what you're doing? Okay, and then we're gonna, we probably need, there we go. That's a good one. There, you figured out how to do it, just going in the same direction. Good. So whether you decide to draw a goldfish that is realistic, or one that is just in the style of a fish, or if you would like to draw a goldfish in a bowl, like the painting that we saw by Matisse, I will love to see what you do and to see your beautiful work. When you get it finished, you can share it with me. There's a link on our video today just to show where you can share it. So I know that Winston's going to keep working on his fish picture, and I am going to go ahead and sing the goodbye song and let you keep working on yours also. Thank you so much for joining us today. Say bye in just a minute, okay? Every day is a new beginning, at least that's what they say. Every day is a new beginning, so what will you do today? Will you say a kind word? Will you paint with your heart? Will you listen to a bird? Will you make a new start? There's no end to what you can do with a brand new page. Could you talk to a friend? Could you dance for a while? Could you play a fun game? Would you give me a smile? There's no end to what you can do with this brand new day. There's no end to what you can do with this brand new day. Remember, this is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. I really had fun today. I'm so glad that Winston joined me for our art lesson, and we hope you had fun too. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon. But until then, bye-bye. You want to tell them bye?
Bye!